The greatest thing about sports is you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning talking sports and pop culture. This is the W Show. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. You could be watching the Masters right now, but you're watching us. You're listening to us on 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio. What's happening, guys?
What's shaking?
Not much. Q, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Belated.
Recovering.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
What you, 48?
No, close.
You ain't close. Stop.
42. Jackie Robinson.
Man, yeah. Another familiar face. Coach Q.
Coach Q now.
Which one of y'all is like the real Q? I always forget.
I think I'm the real
Quentin.
Q.
Quentin.
But which one
Q?
is the evil Q?
Definitely the oldest and the evil.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah, I'm the youngest and the nicest.
Quentin Day, what's happening, man?
Man, hanging in there, man.
You wearing this Browns attire. I kind of like this though. Like 1946. What's 1946?
I think that's when they teams got
You think? Wait. All right. So if you like a team, you got to know like the ins and outs. Like if I ask you,
I started liking them last year, bro.
Did you? Why'd you start liking them?
Because Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can clear up.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, I'm honest.
Yeah. So you liked the Houston Texans before that?
I absolutely did.
Okay.
And they made big moves this offseason already, and they're going to be good.
The Texans?
Yeah.
So you like the Texans and
No, I like the Browns.
Mm.
I used to like Clemson too.
Mm. Okay.
You see the pattern?
I mean, I see it.
Shout out to Deshaun Watson, man.
All right.
Need you to come back this
It's
year.
it's just a little baby crush.
Man, I switch things up a little bit. Jazz isn't here, so so we can talk sports betting real quick. Not saying that Jazz has a sports bet, but you know, y'all dibble on that. So I want to know, do y'all hold grudges on players?
Yes.
Oh, I know Roger does.
People that I'm mad at right now.
Grudges, because I did like a little self-evaluation of myself over the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I hold a bunch of grudges on different players. No, I really do.
No, Broderick definitely had a couple of grudges when we were down in Vegas.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, it's on.
Because look here, man.
He's got an axe to grind.
I still haven't forgiven Freddie Freeman at all.
We were just talking about Freddie Freeman.
Because I needed Freddie Freeman for legitimately a hit, and he didn't get me that.
Mm.
But the next game, when he not on my parlay, Freddie Freeman want to hit home runs.
Yeah.
I'm done with him.
You know what they say? I like this. If what did it say? If you let your last bet affect your next bet, you already lost.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna keep losing because I'm not about to. No,
y'all gonna be mad, but Damian Lillard, he's on the list.
Really?
He's top 5 on the list.
So he's not completing his task in Milwaukee?
He hurts me that he can't give me 20 consistently. He can't give me 2 threes consistently.
Yeah.
But when I don't bet with him, he got 37.
I don't be asking for much, bro.
6 for 9 from 3.
Yeah, I don't ask for much.
I don't ask for much.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. Do y'all say, "Oh, I'll show them," Like the guys who don't get you, like, yeah, I do. Like, man, see, I'll show you. I bet I won't bet on you no more. Like Mookie bets. I was like, I'll show you.
Nah,
and he comes back and hits a home run.
You missed me there. You missed
like
me
he
there.
gets a home run the next game, and I'm like, come on, bro.
I don't know about
This
that
is so
one.
funny to watch.
Mookie Betts gonna get on all of my parlays every night. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta be consistent with Mookie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Freddie Freeman though.
He's
right, man. He always gets a hit for me.
I can't.
I try to compartmentalize. You got to, as a sports bettor, you got to compartmentalize. Like, put that in the back of your brain, knowing like I shouldn't really bet on you, but I'm gonna take you today. I'm gonna add you to this parlay. I try to be like an NFL cornerback. Had that short memory.
So this past season, what everybody did for me that's been the most consistent people for me. I'm gonna go with each respective sport.
Yeah.
Spencer Strider has always got me my
boy out for the season.
And he's out for the season.
My boy out.
Spencer Strider, he's always got me my strikeouts. No matter how many I put him to get, he gets them. Joel Embiid always gives me my points.
Always.
Give me that
Then he
30.
got injured, and I kind of
came back.
Yeah, now he back.
Still gave you 30.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic always gives me my threes.
Yeah.
However many threes I put.
I thought you was gonna say his assists and rebounds. So the threes be the ones that he don't play with me on.
He be giving me my
go
threes.
2 for 7, and then
gives
just
me my threes, and then this year
You
my
gonna say something
anytime
crazy.
touchdown scorer was
McCaffrey.
You got to do McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Every
McCaffrey.
time.
That was just
Anytime
easy
touchdown.
money.
And Blake
Yeah.
Corum, I used to take him for 2 touchdowns every game, and he got
I wasn't
2.
thinking
Blake
to do
Corum
that.
scored every game.
I
this
wasn't
year,
thinking
bro.
to do that.
Yes, every game.
All right, we got a lot to talk about on today's show.
This
Of
is so
course,
funny.
we're going to talk a little bit of Rashee Rice going 119 miles per hour before the 6-car crash. We'll talk South Carolina, Iowa title game. We'll talk John Calipari. We'll also dive into what the NCAA president says. He talked about some sports betting amongst college athletes. Said it's problematic. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on The W with Walls and the crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Orenthal James Simpson, better known as OJ,
The juice.
passed away on Thursday, according to his family.
Yeah.
In peace.
OJ Simpson was a decorated football superstar and Hollywood actor who was acquitted of charges and that killed his former wife and her friend, but later was found liable in a civil suit. He passed away at age 76. The family announced on Simpson's official X account, or is it Twitter? X.
You
Twitter.
still call it
It's still
Twitter.
Twitter.
Okay.
Mama name him
That's
Twitter.
when
I'm
your
gonna call him
ex-
Twitter.
I'm
Well,
gonna call
what?
it Twitter.
The Simpson family said that he passed away on Wednesday after battling prostate cancer. He died in Las Vegas. And officials said on Thursday he was pronounced dead. Thoughts on that?
We
I mean,
lost a legend.
Yeah.
Definitely legend in the right of football. When I think about OJ, I'm always thinking about the airport commercial where he's hurdling over luggage. Is that Hertz or Avis or something like that? Yeah. So that's what I always think about when I think about OJ. It's like it's not the Twitter videos and the Mahomes hat that he wore.
That's hilarious.
But nah, yeah, definitely a legend.
Yeah. My thing about it was everyone that posts about, not everyone, but just the news outlets, the photo that they chose was OJ in court. Like OJ had a whole life before that made him OJ.
Yes and no.
But why do people like to dwell on the negative thing, you know, and the man passed away. Like, have some sensitivity behind it,
Well,
and
I mean,
post him as what a football superstar.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the people that are that know him, and especially like the OJ trial was a piece of pop culture history. Like, I don't know if it was around the world, but I mean,
so.
they've made several documentaries about it, TV series.
Hey, you want to know some crazy thing was you mentioned around the world. So they show like sports around the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they during the OJ the chase, I guess is what we call it, in the white Bronco, they interrupted the finals. The finals, yeah. So that around the world, right? So people saw that in real time, like London. It may have been nighttime, or daytime, but they showed it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like that event was a lot bigger than OJ the football player, and the last time the NFL has talked about OJ, like we don't see his highlights at halftime or
record
like, books
or anything.
When the Chiefs play the Bills, there's no like let's revisit OJ. Like
that's because I feel like after that case, he was just completely blackballed from everything. Like they took all his trophies and pictures and everything like that away from the campus at USC campus. So when I got there, all his stuff was gone. You know what I mean? So it was like, we know what you did, but
we can't acknowledge it because of what you did or allegedly did.
Because we'll get too much backlash from it. Because it was just too many people that felt like it was an injustice situation and all that kind of stuff. I'm not here to do guilt or innocence or nothing like that, but I'd say you can go back and see what that man did on the football field, and that's what got his name.
And then OJ also shines a light on like how you said people were upset about how they felt like it was an injustice. Like it's just funny how people pick the injustices they want to be like enraged about. Because I mean, we're having injustices every day, every day.
I mean, I made a post on Facebook the other day about that, but we ain't got to get into that right now.
Yeah,
we pretty much talking about it right now. So, but I just said, like you said, people, man, we deal with injustices every single day, and now they're making a big deal about that one particular thing. So it's just.
All right. Affidavit says that Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice drove 119 miles per hour before a 6-car crash. Crazy. So the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice was driving 119 miles per hour before causing a 6-vehicle crash last month on a Dallas highway, according to an arrest warrant affidavit obtained by the Dallas Morning News on Friday. So Rice's Lamborghini Urus reaching 119 miles per hour, 4.5 seconds before the collision, according to the affidavit. A Corvette driven by SMU wide receiver Teddy Knox was driving 116 miles per hour, 7.5 seconds before the chain reaction collision, before slowing the 91 to 1.5 seconds before the crash.
That's so crazy.
So the crash on the North Central Expressway left at least 7 people with injuries. The 2 cars made multiple aggressive maneuvers to get through traffic, the affidavit said. Rice and the 4 of the men were seen leaving the scene of the crash without seeing if any of the injured needed help. So this is the thing that gets me when they put it in this article. It said Rice is facing 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injury, according to police. Rice turned himself into police on Thursday and was later released on bond. On April 3rd, he said he took full responsibility for his actions. According to the affidavit, 1 woman who was injured in the crash sustained injuries to her head, neck, and back. The woman told the Dallas Morning News that she was stranded on the highway with her 4-year-old son about 5 hours after the crash. Among the other injuries, the affidavit listed 1 person as having sustained seriously bodily injury to her face, head, torso, and leg. The report says she also had post-concussion symptoms, including headaches, extreme light and sound sensitivity, and brain fog.
Yikes.
And it also said later in the affidavit that she will be dealing with a life of limited mobility in sight for an undetermined extended period of time.
All right,
while she seeks treatment.
I ain't read all this.
Yeah, people sent me the affidavit, so I had to break it down for y'all a little bit.
That's rough.
I was because like I don't want to say they've been sugarcoating it, but like they haven't been talking about like the really nitty gritty. Yeah. Oh, it's just he has these 8 counts. He was speeding. He ran away. I ain't know about the concussion symptoms. The person's hurt.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
because I was under the impression they're gonna give him 6 to 8 to make the example out of him because they didn't have to do it with Henry Ruggs. He did it for himself. And now it's like somebody else is racing. Let's make the example out of you.
Yeah.
So I was like 6 to 8. Now hearing all this, I don't know if 6 to 8 gonna cut it no more.
No, I think I was thinking 4 to 6, possibly 6. I mean, it's like the 6. It's the 6 number. That 6 number is like what they throw out. They get that 6 number. 4 and 6 is like if there is a sweet spot in the league for suspension for doing dumb stuff. that 6 is what you get.
No, and he's there.
And you definitely
he's at 6.
Yeah,
and he'll be lucky if he doesn't get more. Yeah.
So we saying 6 is the floor?
I think 6 has definitely got to be the floor. Anything less might be kind of wild.
and that might be a shaky floor.
Okay. All right.
But wasn't 6 like what they tried to give Watson? Watson was gonna get like 6 or 8, right?
He was about to get 6.
How many did he get? He got
like
he
11
got
because they appealed it and then did all that little stuff.
Yeah.
But he's about to get like 6.
So he let's just say 11 is the ceiling.
I don't know.
It's not. I don't think it goes past half a season.
I think 8's honestly is 6 or 8.
Yeah,
I don't think it's 6 or 8. They're not gonna give him 10 because then it's like we might as well suspend it for the season.
If you're a craps thrower, that's them running mates 6 and 8.
I'm gonna be mad because my boy got 11.
I mean,
why would you
not
be
even
mad?
gonna talk about that?
I mean,
the things that are said on the W Radio Show by guest calling listeners are not those of
The views and opinions expressed the co-hosts, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show. 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.
all right,
appreciate that. Continue, carry on.
This is like that scene in Pootie Tang when he's playing that music too loud.
Then carry on.
No. We're moving right along.
You know,
We only got an hour.
it's not Home Depot, but I wasn't planning on you having a shovel. You was digging too.
All right, so South Carolina, Iowa title game shadows women's college basketball ratings record. So Sunday's NCAA tournament national title game between undefeated and top overall seeds, South Carolina and Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes averaged 18.7 million views, peaking at 24 million, according to preliminary numbers by Nielsen. Thoughts on that?
And this is what the second time it happened, because the first time was with Cheryl Miller, I think it said.
Yeah.
So this is like I wanted to be excited because this was like a first time, but for this to be a second time for this to happen in the women's game, it just begs to ask a lot of different questions. Like, how do you go from this viewership in I think it was the late 80s, to skipping all the way to 2024 and getting these viewership numbers? So that kind of shines a light on a microscope on ESPN, and really asks why, hasn't this happened? And hopefully those questions are happening internally at ESPN, because we saw how exciting a women's game could be. I mean, outside of the Twitter trolls that, tells these women to go back to the kitchen and all the little, the crazy stuff that they say.
Yeah.
But these women definitely be cooking on the court. And it's like being able to have those like narratives that they've created within this game. We see how the women's game can really stand on its own.
And friend of the show, Adam Garcia, said in the chat that social media is different than the 80s. Kind of pushing the game.
Yeah.
Probably meaning pushing the game forward. And it's crazy because I think, like, even speaking of social media, Caitlin Clark, for whatever reason, is kind of getting the backlash of it all. I mean,
I wouldn't say the backlash.
Well, and I guess backlash is the wrong word to use. I would say she doesn't get her just due, her flowers. And I can say that about Angel Reese as well. Like, they made her the villain of it all, and she didn't get her flowers. But the thing about it too is people say, all right, well, Caitlin Clark going to the WNBA, and we kind of talked about it. She's really good.
She is.
Like, I had to come to my senses, like, man, she can hoop.
Yeah, she's a baller.
Like,
and what's funny is like the villain thing that you was just talking about, the not getting your flowers thing. All the players, if you think about those type of players, they're always going to bring viewers. How many people come just to see if Draymond Green is going to do something crazy? You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
Like
yeah.
it's crazy that that's how things are now. But how many times did, of course, Floyd Mayweather was undefeated, but what was they really coming to see? If he was gonna lose, you know what I'm saying? Like we trying to see if he ever gonna lose that first. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's. I mean, I don't know why it's like that, but I mean, it's just like that. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, she's
part of that again
changer.
was ESPN's coverage. Like the network hadn't spent a lot of time really shining a light on the different women in the women's game.
True.
And a lot of it sat on Caitlin Clark versus the field. Like
Paige Beckers,
and they
UConn.
You know, they made it that whole story of Caitlin Clark, and you know, you would think they were framing it as she's gonna win the national championship, she's gonna do this.
They were.
And then when it didn't happen, it's like, oh, well, poor her. Like, no, we don't have to pour her. We literally just had a team go undefeated in the women's game. Now, has that happened in the men's game? I don't think I remember a team going undefeated.
I think so. I think
because it may not have been one of those Duke teams, but I'm thinking maybe a team in like the 60s or 70s. But even still, for the women to have that and you not focus on that storyline after the game, going into the game,
should be the storyline,
and that's it. I think that's the gripe that people have with like ESPN and these huge sports media outlets is that they really get biased in their approach, and it's just obvious. And you don't have to do that because, again, the viewership is there. Like, people want to see that, whether they want to see her win or lose.
Indiana Hoosiers did it in 76.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was
UCLA.
the 70s.
UCLA did it.
UCLA is who I was thinking about because it was Wooden? Coach Wooden?
North Carolina, 57.
Because I feel like the UCLA one was when they had Kareem.
I think
North Carolina went 32-0.
Henry Bibby was playing guard on that team.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, why haven't we been having these conversations of this South Carolina team standing next to these John Wooden teams, to these Indiana Hoosiers teams? Like, we should be having these conversations, and you don't see these conversations happening because we're talking about Caitlin Clark and how people either don't like her or people don't like the actual coverage. Because a lot of people online have been saying, like, yes, she's a hooper. Yeah, she can ball, but she also got exposed and got exposed by a coach and one player. And so, like, yes, when she goes to the NBA, she's probably going to have a hard time, especially if she can't dribble the ball effectively and pass effectively and turning over in key situations. But again, the narrative switches to, people ragging on her, but it's like, no, this is a competitive sport, and you have to like be king or queen. I was going to say king in a women's sport, but to be the queen, you have to beat, these teams that are going undefeated. You have to defeat a coach like Don Staley, and I think that's just a narrative that one of the narratives that should be used to push, the women's game forward.
You know what's crazy is, and I just told Q this before the show started. This reminds me of, you remember we saw the it's kind of the switch or transformation of the NBA when LeBron was coming out of high school. A little different because he was coming out of high school instead of college. But we saw that like switch of like coverage of I guess you can say ESPN covering LeBron just final high school years, going to the Cavs, and then the hometown story. This Caitlin Clark thing could be that domino effect of what the WNBA needed. We see a potential number one pick now going to play their home games or a couple of games in the larger stadium and the media and TV rights. So this is what it just needs, that little spark or that infusion of I guess, a popular player to infuse a league, and I think that could be it.
Well, and the women's game also had Skylar Diggins, but the WNBA has treated her poorly. So it's like, on both sides of the coin, in-house in the WNBA and within like these media outlets, they really got to treat these women better.
Yeah, like you were saying, Indiana Fever, I probably seen them play 2 times on TV last year.
They got 36.
Now they got 36 games
36
on ESPN on national TV this coming season. You know what I mean? So first of all, excuse me, I just want to say for Coach Dawn Staley, like what she did was like amazing, because I'm going to a different like a different lane with this. To have a group of players to buy into the way that you coaching
in a season
now, like, and the reason why I'm saying now is because of that TP. That TP, y'all know what the TP is, the transfer portal.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard to coach players now and hold them accountable, push them to be the best that they can be, coach them hard, because players now they know that portal is just sitting there and they like, well, if you don't do this, if I can't get this, then I'm transferring. It's so easy to just pick up and just go somewhere else. So for her to have that group of players to stay, you know what I mean, together and deal with the adversity and deal with this, the highs, the lows, to have 2 freshmen come out there on a that big stage and basically keep that team afloat till everybody else was able to, you know what I'm saying, get their reins and come together. Man, like that's really hard to do, because you got legendary coaches that has retired, that stepped down, that said, I can't deal with this because these players, they feel so, they have this sense of entitlement. Yep. Nick Saban retired because of it. Tara from Stanford, the coach from Stanford.
Roy Williams.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like all these coaches, it's like, man, it's so hard to coach these players because of like the transfer portal and these NIL deals. When they feel like they're getting paid, they feel like you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
So it's just
you pay more to the coach.
Yeah. So it's just like, man, like I just tip my hat to Coach Staley, man, because she has that group of players. She has that program. Like she has them, like, you know what I'm saying? They have completely bought into the way that she the way that she coaches, and she changed the culture up there like big time, and that's awesome.
And Dawn Staley, for me, kind of seems like she's in that same realm of like Mike Tomlin, being able to relate with the players, to be able to speak with them, and really to get the most out of them. Like, we haven't expected anything from Steelers in a while, like, the past 4 or 5 seasons, and he's still cranking out winning seasons. I mean, of course, he's not winning championships, to be on that level, but like the respect that they have of the players, like, you really don't see anybody talking bad about Mike Tomlin. And the reverse is, true for Dawn Staley, just because, one, she's being iconic in the women's game, but then also being able, like you said, to lead women, get them to buy into the system, stay the full 4 years if you have to. So that, that speaks a lot.
And continue to work hard, man. Like, it's just so, it's crazy how players have so much power. Like, you got coaches like the coach from the Milwaukee Bucks. They were number 1 in their conference, in the Eastern Conference. The coach really didn't want Antetokounmpo's brother on the team no more, for real. He gets fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like all these situations. Like, if I'm trying to tell the main player or star player, if we got a little back and forth and he goes to the ownership, I'm the one that got to go.
Like, we ain't seeing eye to eye.
You see what I'm saying? Like, now it's like the coaches got to back off. Like, they got to back off and allow these players to kind of do what they want to do, which is crazy.
And it has to be that respect thing too, from an 18-year-old kid. They have to respect the coach. Like, if the coach doesn't respect the player and the player doesn't respect the coach, it ain't gonna work.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, whereas before, it's like, all right, well, we're not gonna get any. I might not get playing time as a freshman. I'm coming in, let's say, going to Duke. Coach K ain't gonna play me unless I respect him, right?
Yeah,
and he ain't necessarily gotta respect me, but I gotta respect him, or I'm be sitting the bench, or I'm be back home, back in Kansas City, doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like you've gotta. Now is and like you said, the NIL deal. It's like, shoot, I'm making $1 million. I got me a jet deal, where I can fly private. So what the coach gonna tell me?
Yeah,
I can take my jet wherever.
Yeah, it's just like so much back talk, like, and I don't mean necessarily that way, but I mean it's like, you know what I mean? It's just completely different. Like, for example, you got coaches like Tom Thibodeau. Now, when he was in Chicago, he was always known for what? Being a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Man, you got players, Dante DiVincenzo, who have shot 15, 16 threes in one game.
That's true.
He would never allow that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just a complete different. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, speaking of coaches, John Calipari, he departs Kentucky after 15 years, saying program needs to hear another voice. So Calipari stepped down as Kentucky's men's basketball coach after 15 years on Tuesday, saying the program probably needs to hear another voice. Amid reports that he's closing in on a deal with Arkansas, says to take over the South SEC program. So he has, signed with Arkansas to be their men's head coach, and he only has one player on the roster.
Staying in the SEC and then just basically moving the state over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he says, I have nobody on my team but one guy.
Like, what's
that roster gonna fill up by the end of this week?
Yeah, but what's the tea, sis? Like, what happened in Kentucky?
Something.
Is there? Are there rumors swirling? Like what's happening? Like,
he ain't. What was the last time that the Kentucky was even made the Final Four? That was what, 90 or early 2000s, I think. Last time they made the Final Four. Yeah, you got to win. Bill Self I'm throwing him out there just because he's close, but Bill Self at KU can have X amount of losses, losing first round, but bang, 2 years later he comes and goes for a national title, right?
Well, I think, he does. But I think in Calipari's play, like in his case, his problem is, and it's not a problem, he gets the top high school kids and he sends them to the NBA. And if y'all remember, if you watch and pay attention to the history of March Madness, freshman teams with a bunch of loaded with freshmen don't go far. Because they just don't have the experience. You know what I'm saying? But again, after they lost that first round game, I can't remember who was that they lost to in the first round.
This
Kentucky? Year? Yeah, Kentucky. They lost to
Oakland.
Oakland. Yeah, Oakland. So right after that game was over with, they talked about how Kentucky generated $26 million for the tournament, and Oakland only had about 2.6 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
big
disparity.
I think
that had a lot to do with why he's going to Arkansas right now. But it's John Calipari. Yeah. It's like Coach Prime. Like it's like Coach K. It's like Gino Auriemma. It don't matter where they go; they're going to get players because of who they are.
Yeah, they know because think about guys that go to the college, basketball, football, baseball. Their main goal is to go to the next level.
And they know
who have you put in the league?
Exactly.
Oh, well, you can look at the Lakers right now and see AD, or you could look at any other team and see Devin Booker. A lot of guys.
The list goes on. De'Aaron Fox, and these are stars.
Yep.
Kentucky.
So he knows what it takes to get
stars.
Did he have Shea Gilgeous?
Shea Gilgeous Alexander. He had Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
he
know what it takes to get there.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Now is this a talent in scouting, or is this more of a talent in developing players?
It was a couple of things. First of all, it was a talent in NIL deal before NIL deals. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what it was. And then they were good. Like you get the top players in high school, mix them together, you're gonna have a super team in college.
Yeah, you got
and that's what I'm saying. Do you think, like, and especially all the names that we named for sending to the league, is a part of that coach like developing these players, or are these players just like already great and he's a good manager?
You managing guys, but you teaching them stuff too, though.
Yeah, you got a 90% A, and you can get it up to about a 94 by the time the season's over with.
Gotcha.
Now you gone. You know what I'm saying? You see
Unless you like Coach K, whereas you can get the top players, Zion Williamson, the number of guys, most recently Zion, but you can get those top guys to come in and buy into what you're selling. No matter what, no matter NIL deal or not, it's Coach K. Like you get those guys to come in and they're gonna figure it out. Or we can talk, Bill Self. Bill Self come hell or high water. He's getting those 4-year players, the Frank Masons of the world, the Ochai Abajis, the guys that weren't necessarily five-star, but they come in and they win in National Player of the Year.
And I think that's part of my question, because Bill Self, I think we can confidently say that he does develop players.
Yeah, like he could take a B and turn it to an A.
Yeah.
Calipari will take an A and make it a little higher of an
A+.
Yeah.
But in Calipari's case too, he's getting, all right, you a lottery pick at 13, we'll get you to a 2 or to a 1 or a top 5.
Hands down.
That's what he does.
Hands down. Hands down. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And that players want to do that.
Yeah. Also, players, they get betted on. Prop bets. And the NCAA president says prop betting on college athletes enormously is problematic. So NCAA president Charlie Baker says he's already been pushing for states to with legal wagering to ban betting on individual performances for college athletes.
You know what? Round of applause for you for not saying Charlie Brown, because I would have definitely said Charlie Brown. But so is Charlie's parlays not hidden?
Probably not. Probably not.
I just literally just won I just won a college bet.
See, he's part of the problem.
Yeah, it was Purdue. It was the Purdue game against I want to say Alabama, and then I combined that one with the UConn game, and my props hit. So I ain't got no problem with it.
I think it's more so like,
and it's not even a lot. You can't even like really alter the.
Yeah, you can't even parlay them for real.
Yeah, for real. So
it's more so like the kids. They don't want the kids to get pressure to bet on themselves, and people are betting on them. Like that's what it is.
15 or 20.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
All right, since we're talking betting, baseball star Shohei Ohtani's ex-translator, Ippei Mizuhara, he turns himself in after allegedly stealing $16 million. So the former interpreter and longtime friend of baseball megastar Shohei Ohtani surrendered to federal authorities on Friday after allegedly getting $16 million from his famous companion to fuel his voracious appetite for illegal sports betting, officials said. So he was released on a $25,000 bond and required to surrender his passport. He was also ordered to receive gambling addiction treatment as part of the conditions of his release. So listen to this. A report shows that he placed about 19,000 wagers between December 2021 and January 2024. It gets better. The average wager was about $12,800. The largest wager was 160 bands. Smallest wager was about $10. Total losing bets is $18.9 million. Net losses as a whole is $40.7 million.
Good Lord.
Boy, was out there gambling.
I'm sorry. This story just smells like bull jive.
Shohei out there gambling.
No, bro. There's no way that he didn't know this.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bread. Man.
I'm sorry.
To come out of your account.
That's a lot of money.
There's no way you don't
That's
know.
a lot of money.
If you my manager or interpreter or whatever, I gotta realize that you doing this.
$16 million.
Come on, man.
That's a lot of money to come out of your account.
So if y'all made 19,000 bets, would you be in the plus or the minus?
You always gonna be in the minus. Unless you hit one of them big crazy, you take
now with that type of money,
Joel Embiid to score 60 and he got 60, and you take PJ Washington to get 30 and he just goes off like something. It got to be something crazy like that. But you always gonna be in the minus.
That amount of money,
always
man.
Gonna be in the minus. No matter what.
And it's you know the other thing too is the fact that we see people like, for instance, Drake megastar.
Drake always loses his.
We see some of the bets that they say that he's placing. Right, he placed $1 million on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, for instance, and he comes back and wins like $5 or $6 million. I think a lot of that. I think a lot of that is advertising too.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
Whereas you get like Mattress Mac from Houston, who is putting up his money, you know, and actually winning, but he also loses as well.
Yeah,
and we saw his
show,
loss.
nobody shows their losses as much as they show their wins.
Man. Yeah. So
I don't show neither one because I
Boy,
don't
what?
want people to think, oh, you always winning. No,
to me, I feel like Shohei had something to, like he's pulling the
I didn't know card.
I don't know anything. Oh, I'm from Japan, or you know what? He's pulling that.
English is bad now.
Yeah.
He can't talk.
Yeah,
he's regressing in his English. 2 months ago, he was, hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, I'm signing with the Dodgers next month. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah. Now he can't even say
what. I needed an interpreter this whole time.
It's like I don't know anything about prop betting. What prop?
I just play baseball.
Yeah.
He stole money.
Japanese.
He stole my money.
Yeah.
Or somebody cooking.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Complex Magazine. They've released their list of best coaches in sports right now. Keep it locked in. It's the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at KCWeSpin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasoning to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Back in on the W Show. Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Tweet us, message us, text us. Send us your topic. We'll talk about it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I know some people are, have given their thoughts on social media about this. Complex Magazine has released their list of best coaches in sports right now. So the Complex Sports team put together a ranking of the 15 best coaches in sports, while the list factors in their historic impact that we judge, basically off recent success, recency bias. Of course, they have their, almost made it. And I'll give you that list. There's Dan Campbell of the Lions, Kim Mulkey, Tom Izzo, John Calipari, Ty Lue, friend of the show, and Bruce Bochy. Those are the runner-up. Almost made it. Almost make the list. All right, so let's run down the list. Starting at 15, you have Mike Tomlin. 14, Dave Roberts. 13, Michael Malone. 12, Becky Hammond. 11, Jim Harbaugh. 10, Kyle Shanahan. 9, Bill Self. 8, Sean McVay. 7, Steve Kerr. 6, Eric Spoelstra. 5, Gino Auriemma. 4, Kirby Smart. 3, Dan Hurley. And 2, Andy Reid. And 1, Don Staley.
Okay. He said, "Where's Bill Belichick?"
He said
right
coaches
now.
right now. So Bill Belichick is not coaching right now. So let's just look at the top 5.
Okay.
Right. You guys agree with this list, so I'll read them to you again. Top 5. So 5, Gino Auriemma, UConn women's basketball coach. Kirby Smart, Georgia football. Dan Hurley, UConn men. Andy Reid, of course, Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, Don Staley, South Carolina.
I have absolutely zero problem with that whole 5. I have zero problem with the order. I have zero problem with it.
Okay. Q.
The bad Q.
Oh no, I don't think I have an issue with the list. I think the only one I may have an issue with is Kirby Smart.
Kirby. Okay.
And that again, like you said, I think an argument can be made for him. I mean, he's been in a couple of national championship games.
Yeah.
Especially if we're talking about recency bias.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't see a problem with that.
I like the list. I do.
That's
yeah. I'll mute your mic, Roger.
I tweaked.
Scroll up a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because Auriemma.
If recency bias was,
I'll put Becky Hammond in Auriemma's spot. She's way up at 12. I'll put Becky Hammond in Auriemma's
I can't
spot.
put Becky Hammond right there over Auriemma, because if
now,
we're
we talking about right now.
I can't.
Because you said something about Tom Izzo, and we talk about overall. Yes, Tom Izzo, Auriemma, they belong in there.
But if you talk about right now, he's still coaching. You got to take into account what he's done.
And he was in the Final Four this year.
You have to take
Becky
into
Hammond
account
just
what
won
he's
2 in a
done.
row. WNBA championships.
But look at their squad.
We're talking about right now.
You got to look at their team
Talking
too.
about right now.
I mean, you
Their
can say
team
the
is-
same thing about Kirby Smart. Look at their team.
Is wild and wicked.
Yeah, but she got
2 different sports.
all them all-stars on her squad, man.
Hey, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Becky. I'm putting Becky up there in top 5. Okay, I'll retract my statement from the beginning. I'll put Becky Hammond at 5.
That's interesting.
Shout out to the WNBA too, and shout out to Juju Watkins because she is
Man,
cold.
dog.
She's the new
Dog.
Now that's about to be the new face.
Dog.
When Caitlin's gone, she's
I like
in LA already.
I like that.
That's the new face.
like
I'm
that.
telling you.
And way more swaggy than
Swaggy. Do you hear me?
than Caitlin. Yeah.
Man, look.
Caitlin she owed swag.
And it's about to be a problem. It's about to be a problem because USC's women team, they got the
They're
number
nice.
1 recruiting class coming in.
Oh,
this year
really?
To go with her.
Yeah.
So it's about to
And
be
none of that
hard.
has to do with Bronny. That's crazy.
Poor Brian.
All right, track and field to be the first sport to award prize money at Paris Olympics, with gold medalists receive $50,000. So the World Athletics announced Wednesday that it will be the first international federation to award prize money beginning with the summer's Paris Olympics in France. So a total prize pot of $2.4 million will be available, with gold medalists in the 48 track and field events, each receiving $50K. Relay teams will split the winnings. So silver and bronze medalists, I know people are asking about those. They'll receive monetary prizes beginning with the 2028 Olympics in LA.
I like this. I don't remember specifically a lot of Olympic athletes going broke stories.
Because they ain't get no money from the beginning, so it don't really matter.
And that's why I'm like, I like this because
All that money came off endorsements and stuff like
true.
that. Yeah.
but that's what I'm like. I think I like this.
I like it too. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of these, we talked about NIL deals, you're going to get a lot of these college athletes that are like, I'll go for the Olympics. Because a lot of them is like, I don't want to take that time away from what I'm doing to go train, especially for the Olympics, when I'm making a bag right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame announces 14 finalists of the class of 2024. So in that class, you have Vince Carter, Chauncey Billups, Michael Cooper, Simone Augustus, Jerry West, Herb Simon, Doug Collins, Bo Ryan, Walter Davis, Charles Smith, Dick Barnett, Harley Redden, and Michael Timms will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in August.
Said Harley Redding. That's a hard name.
And Jerry West, this is going to be his 3rd time in 3 different categories for 3 different categories.
It's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They really trying to live him up to the logo.
Hey man, he is. That's one person that I wanted to meet. I wanted to meet him because of his basketball mind, and I wanted to meet. Well, I still do. Hopefully, I get a chance to one day.
LeBron.
Who? No.
They made him look like the problem though on the Winning Time.
No.
Yeah.
Jerry West is awesome, and God dang, why can't I think of this guy's name? I'm sorry, it'll come to me. Just give me a second.
Charles Barkley.
No, he's a commentator. He does commentate. He's getting pretty old, but he's a commentator.
Bill Walton.
Kevin Harlan.
He used to be a coach.
Throwing names out there. Shaq.
Just throwing all kind of names out there.
All right, let it come back to you. All right. Russell Wilson says playing for the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, is one of the greatest gifts in the world. So quarterback Russell Wilson is set for a fresh start in Pittsburgh after his terrible seasons in Denver. In an interview with Jones of the Essence magazine released on Wednesday, Wilson noted that how he's excited to take the next chapter of his career with the Steelers, especially considering who their head coach is.
Steelers country. Let's steal.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, I like how Russell Wilson like leans into his statements like that.
Yeah.
Like he's a leader's leader. Like I like that because he's
a leader's leader. Wow.
Yeah.
On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hater Love It segment. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Girls all over the world.
Rock wave, huh?
Yeah, you like that? Turn that up.
That go.
All right, appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Let's get to our Hater 11 segment.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, up first, our sneakers of the week. We have the Air Jordan 1 OG Women's Chrome. If you are a Beyonce fan, these should have came out last year.
Yeah, those definitely would have been on time for Renaissance. Renaissance.
All right, Nike Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach.
Yes.
I wanted to get these.
I had those already.
I would like to throw these in the trash.
Oh my goodness, tripping. Nike Kobe 6 Pro Tro Italian camo.
Yeah. Banging the table, needle.
Why is he slamming his phone down?
Those are ugly.
I like those.
And Broderick said, "Bang the table, need them." Like
those are ugly.
You need these?
Yes,
they fire.
I want all three of the Kobe's that just came out.
These. If you're walking around wearing these shoes, I feel like I need to ask you where you were on January 6th.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Air Jordan 9 Golf Masters. I bang the table. I need these.
Those are ugly.
You could pull a fit off with these, but
I'm looking at it from like a hooping perspective.
He's fire.
The Kobe's. I'm not wearing Kobe's.
These are golf shoes. Oh, you still
golf shoes?
Kobe's.
Yeah. Air Jordan 9. We moved on, bro.
Nah, them 9s is gone. I ain't with them. I'm not with them 9s. Them is terrible.
Ugly.
They fire, man. Y'all tripping.
There's only one good pair of shoes on there.
I just hate that those 9s are low top.
Yeah, they dope, man. I mean, playing golf, you need low tops. These are I'll trip.
You don't need them. Set a trend, Steve.
That is trend worthy because y'all don't like them, but I do.
Get you some Kobe's turned into golf shoes, Steve.
Yeah,
them ain't it. I'm sorry.
All right, so KU and Duke open as the early 2025 national title favorites. Hater to love it. Too bad Jazz ain't here because she'd be all over this one.
I mean,
why is KU favorite?
That's why I'm like, who's coming into KU? That's that
why
exciting.
are they the favorites?
They have a lot of new transfers. When he talked about the TP, they got some new transfers coming in.
I'd like to see it,
man.
Hunter Dickinson,
trash.
Get him out of here.
All right, the Jayhawks and Blue Devils open as co-favorites at BetMGM to win the 2025 men's in the NCAA tournament in the hours after UConn's second straight national title.
Give me UConn for the 3-peat.
Yep,
might as well.
Give me USC for the women's national championship.
Okay. Bet it. Bang the table and bet it.
Bang the table, need it.
I'm going with Juju. I'm rolling with Juju.
So a judge rules that Grizzlies star Ja Morant acted in self-defense in 2022 altercation with teenager. Hater love it.
We knew nothing was going to happen with that. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Texas QB Quinn Ewers enters into NIL deal agreement with private jet travel company. Hater love it.
So is he just gonna fly his own self?
Wait. So how is he, as a college player, going to promote private jet travel to college students?
Well, I thought about that. Now, listen. First of all, they're going to give him. It's like joining a company on the ground level. He's projected to be the number 1 pick next year. So you're getting in cheap before because they could have signed a multi-year deal expecting him to go number 1. Now, once he does go number 1, he's not advertising to college students anymore. Now it's NFL. Now it's NFL execs. Now it's guys that are, let's just say.
So NFL execs don't already have a jet?
Well, I'm talking about executive, not even NFL executives of other companies. Now it's
that's what I'm
NFL.
saying. Like,
you're talking to a different, climate at that point.
I don't know. That sounds crazy.
It's getting in at the ground level. It's like Nike. Imagine Nike trying to sign LeBron right now.
Okay,
and they got him in high school.
If car gas prices are high, what do you think jet fuel costs?
At that point, you don't matter because if you're looking up flying private, you think it matters what? Yeah. And I'm not. It's a recency bias. So, it's my favorite quarterback who just got picked number 1 is let's look into that jet.
I don't know if I'm using a quarterback to sell jets, but okay.
I mean, it's just recently biased,
I mean, I don't. Okay.
All right. Chiefs Travis Kelce chugs beer moments after receiving his college diploma. Let's check it out.
He looks like a Coors guy.
Coors. Of course he's drinking Coors. Oh, man. So after shaking hands with the university's president, Dr. Neville Pinto on stage. Travis chugged a can of beer as a Beastie Boys his song "Fight for Your Right" played in the arena. Hater love that. I love it.
Because if a regular student would have did that,
they'd have been hauled off in handcuffs.
Exactly.
The cops probably would have started beating on them.
Wouldn't have got your diploma.
Y'all get these bad narratives, and then when these kids want to do stuff,
Haters gonna hate. All right, friend of the show, Travis Kelce. We appreciate you.
I mean, it's cool for him to do it.
And he's from where your team is.
Yeah, the land.
All right, we appreciate you coming on the show, hanging out with us, man.
Hey, real quick. Now that I'm a high school coach, you know, it's only right that I give shout outs when they do. So this year's 2024 Women's Dorena Award winner was Jaden Wooten. Congratulations, Jaden. And the boys side for the 2024 was Corbin Allen from
congratulations.
Park. So congratulations.
What's this award?
They won the Dorena Award.
What is that award?
It's the best basketball player for the in the metropolitan area. So you know, Missouri, Kansas. So congratulations to them. And
that's coming from two-time Dorena Award winner.
Yeah.
So,
you forgot about that? Yeah, 2 times.
Oh, so why didn't you?
What's better than one Dorena?
Why didn't you bring the awards with you?
What you mean?
Like the awards that you have? Like,
oh well,
why don't you bring them with you?
We can do that another time.
All right. So congratulations to those young people. Remember, hang out with us next week, next Saturday. We'll be right back here, 100.1. We out of here.
Peace.
Disclaimer again.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.